Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kadash, the born of the apostles, and also great Muslim teaching us this truth. Peace and blessing to hope like to Israel, and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father nation Hebrew, by Shem is the name, and Yahushai is the name of the Begotten Son. Back on lesson, and today going to be going to these gas prices that are skyrocketing and soaring to super high numbers, and ultimately going to be going to all the complications and the problems that's going to come from this. As you already see now, the plagues and pestilence that the Lord is bringing out upon this place, the famines, the diseases that you're seeing, and you're seeing the scarcity of food. And as I went into in one of my latest lessons, going to 10 weeks of supply left of wheat, and as you know, wheat is in pretty much everything that we use and eat on a day-to-day basis. Certain drinks, bread, pasta, and many more. So you see now also with the gas prices soaring, not many truckers are going to be able to continue to keep up paying the same amount, which one of my lessons that I went to going to those gas prices when it started to pick up, certain truckers had to pay over $1,000+ to fill up their tank. And not many people are going to be able to keep up that same amount for, however many stops that they have to make to be able to finish those trips and to be able to, what's what I'm looking for? To transfer the food over from, supermarkets to supermarkets, So it's become a huge problem, especially your average day person, man. Not be able to, pay over hundreds of dollars, daily, especially when they have to, travel however so long or however so many miles to get to their job or to wherever they need to be, So not many people are going to be willing to do those things and, pay that insane amount every single time, So, going to go to the complications once again, and we'll see what Spirit leads me to fully go into. But it says, Washington State gas stations run out of fuel, prep for $10 a gallon. Which, recently for my testimony, one of my friends, had to pay for, $72 for, his truck. So imagine when it's $10, man, it's gonna skyrocket, man. And I was just saying earlier, you have certain truckers that have to pay over $1,000+ to fill up their tank, man. And not many of them are able to keep up that same amount every single stop to be able to transfer this food, which is gonna lead to a lot of famines, a lot of scarcity of food, people fighting over it. So it's once again going to lead to a lot of complications, man, a lot of problems. So to read a little bit of this and jump to the next article and get to the scripture. It's going to be a short lesson. So gas stations in Washington State are resetting their price boards to accommodate double digits in preparation for fuel prices potentially reaching $10 a gallon, according to a report. Excuse me. But it says California gas is so expensive, or says more on gas prices. It's so expensive that cops offered fuel gift cards in exchange for guns. So showing you how bad it is, man, and that they're barely even able to pay that amount every single time, man. Because certain people have jobs that they need to, travel however so many more miles to be able to get to that point, man, and back home, It's going to be a huge problem. These cops are transferring and, offering their guns for, gas gift cards, man. California gas is so expensive that cops offered fuel gift cards in exchange for guns. So it's showing you how bad it is, man. With $6 a good thing, paying at pump part of an incredible transition away from fossil fuels, Biden. The New York area gas prices top 5 a gallon ahead of Memorial Day. Commander in Obvious, Biden finally admits the U.S. economy has problems, warns of which is ultimately, this is what these devils want. They want to destroy this economy. It's why you see them using Russia as the face of, all these different problems, man. To be able to do these things under the radar without the fingers being pointed to them. Order out of chaos. These devils are causing all these different problems, to, as I said, order out of chaos. In order to bring in the so-called solution to solve all these problems that these devils have caused, man. You see it in many things. But it says the move as several gas stations in Evergreen State ran out of fuel, the Post Millennial reported. At the 76 gas station in Auburn, about 30 miles of Seattle, Seattle gas pumps were reprogrammed so the display could indicate a price of at least $10 a gallon. So showing you just how bad it's going to be, man. As I said earlier multiple times, truckers not going to be able to, pay thousands of dollars every single stop. Because these truckers, carry refrigerated goods and the products that you see in your stores and necessities that you usually get on a day-to-day basis. You're especially seeing famine starting to rise, which I went into my latest lesson going to that. 10-week supply left of wheat. You're seeing scarcity of baby formula. And there was one article of this family, traveling, so many miles just to look for baby formula, man. So showing you we're heading some very terrible and scary times, man. And you have a lot of people bugging out in these times, wondering what's going on. You're seeing scarcity of food. You're seeing famines on the rise. You're seeing gas prices skyrocketing. You're seeing chariot signs. You're seeing all these different, crazy sightings and these end time signs that we will see before our Lord makes his return. And that's why I see a lot of these people bugging out because they don't know what's going on, man. So many things are happening all the way around the world. You're seeing riots, protests. These places, diseases. I mean, come on, bro. Yahweh Shemashah is tearing this place up, man. And once again, as I said in one of my latest lessons, repent before it's too late, man. The Lord is going to destroy a lot of people, man. And y'all want to continue to take this food for a joke and not understand the magnitude of what we are really a part of. You're going to get caught up along this judgment to come, So, let's jump into this article, and we'll jump to the scriptures. I don't want to, make this super long, but it says, those spiking gas prices have Meals on Wheels hurting for volunteer drivers. Just to add more onto that point of all the complications that's going to come from this, man. People are not even going to be willing to, use their car anymore, man, because how bad the gas prices are, Especially coming soon with all the restrictions and mandates that are put in place. People are not even willing to take that or, even use their car anymore because with how, high these gas prices are, man. As I was saying earlier, the truckers paying thousands of dollars, and ultimately the average person not going to be able to just spend that much money every single time, Once again, as I said earlier, you have to travel 30 minutes, an hour. People even have certain jobs where they have to travel, like 3 hours plus just to get to their job, man. Just to put food on the table, just to pay their bills. And guess what? They're not going to be able to do that anymore with how high these prices are rising, man. And it's going to lead a lot of people fighting over food because the truckers not going to be able to transfer food as they used to. You're seeing scarcity of it. You're seeing famines on the rise. You're seeing these plagues and pestilence. You're going to see mandates, restrictions coming from it. Man, if you can't see the times that we are in, you are blinded, man. Lord ain't dealing with you. It's so, clear to what's going on, man. And the water Yahweh Bashim Al Shai for opening our eyes to this truth to see all these things, man. And you can understand why these people are bugging out and freaking out, man. And why why they are so stressed. I mean, look how many things are going on, man. Okay, let's finish this up and we'll jump to the scriptures. But some days she's the only person they'll see. It says retired teacher Kitty Wallace, 75, has been a Meals on Wheels volunteer for 17 years, delivering hot food to the elderly, disabled, at homebound people around the neighborhood. And now they're struggling to even get drivers to do that, man. Seeing a lot of people dying for lack of food, starvation, And you have a lot of people in general just going to gas stations, robbing the stores for money, to even be able to just pay, for the gas and many other things that you see, which is how bad it's going to be, man. So, just showing you that this, man, it's going to be terrible, And once again, if you're not under the hedge of Yahweh Hashem Shai, the protection of the Lord, you are through, man. You are going to be hopeless in these times to come. By the scriptures going to, and I believe, book of Isaiah, the 33rd chapter, going to the wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of our time. Because we understand the times that we're in, why these things are happening, and what's going on. So a little bit more, and we'll jump to scriptures. That by getting to know the individuals, folks, you get a sweet word and some thanks. And Wallace, as she loaded that day's turkey meatball subs, sweet potato planks, veggies, fruit, and bottled water into a blue 2009 Ford Focus. You get far more than you give. And you also see those creating those electric vehicles, which a lot of people are going to jump on board with. You're going to see them implement this MOTB that will kind of go hand in hand with it. You kind of see what is the pace leading up to. It's like you're trying to slow down my words. But let's start with the book of 2 Ezra 16 and 21. Say, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. People are seeing decent prices now, and not worrying about, the times to come and how bad the times are really going to be, thinking everything's all fine and jolly, But watch this. One more time. Behold, victory shall be so good and cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And you're seeing many famines on the rise, which I went to in my latest lesson, going to that 10-week supply left of wheat. And also went to how wheat is in pretty much everything, man. Bread, pasta, even certain drinks. So it's going to cause a lot of problems. And a lot of people are not going to agree with America, especially with the sanctions that they have made against Russia, especially with the gas prices. So you're probably also going to see many nations turning against America, man, the whore. So once again, you're going to see many complications coming from this, man. Many people are going to be losing their jobs, especially with the mandates. People will not be able to pay the insane gas prices every single time just to go to their job, So, hey, it's going to get bad. But first, there's only 5 and 3. For when they shall see peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a womb with a child, and they shall not escape. You still have a lot of our people that have a false sense of reality, which people in general have a false sense of reality, that things are going back to normal, that things will get better, and that nothing will touch America. This place will never get taken out, and this place will continue to go on forever. But as you see, Babylon is literally on its last legs, man. These devils are going to get taken out very, very soon, and the Lord has shown us, by the way, these signs and these prophecies that we are seeing. Yahweh Shem Shai is not playing, man. I mean, look at the plagues, the pestilence that Yahweh Shem Shai sent out upon this place, man. Famines, diseases, mass chariot sightings. I mean, come on, signs in the heavens, blood moons. It's clear as day. Wars, rumors of wars. These are the times that we are in, man. And guess what? Things will continue to get worse before it gets better. And guess what? For things to get better, this place has to be destroyed. And guess what? A lot of people need to be destroyed, man. Need to be killed. But one more time. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall escape. All gas prices going to get better. Everything's going to be fine. You have nothing to worry about. By making these false promises as if things are going to get better. And all these different things, man. Which, especially with this monkeypox that's going around. They're saying they're not going to really shut the place down. So, hey, we'll just say peace and safety. So, we'll see how it plays out. We got to be careful with my words. I ain't trying to, get this whole thing taken down. But this is Ecclesiastes 12 through 3 through 4. So, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. So you're going to have a lot of people losing their jobs, not going to work anymore. You're going to have a lot of people, you're losing their businesses over these things, especially with restrictions and mandates to come. Pretty soon you're going to need to have juice to be able to go inside a business, to be able to go to your job, especially you see with the MOTB, it's here, but it still needs to be mandated and pushed that huge extent that's spoken up in the scriptures, man. Okay, yep, going to the windows be dark, and it's literally gonna be a ghost town, man. Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, you're gonna have stores boarded up, especially with all the riots and protests that are gonna take place, because not many people are gonna agree with the things that's going on. All hell is going to break loose, man. We are in some very scary and terrible times, man. It's going to be bad. You're going to have people robbing gas tanks, siphoning gas out of people's cars. People getting killed over it. People killing each other over food. Once again, these are the times that we are in and heading into. So when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. That's the last scriptures I got, and we'll jump to, or close out. Isaiah 30, 1 through 3. says, woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh by Shem Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So you still have a lot of people that are putting their trust and faith in this devil as if he's going to protect them and deliver them when these times come. When these devils are the one causing these things that are, pushing for these things to happen. Especially you see with the blackouts, the seeds that they're already planting. So when people see these things happen, they're already gonna have the excuse prepared and ready to go. That, it's the weather. It's Russia, EMP attack. Devil's using all these things as excuses and forefronts to do these things under the rug, or behind the scenes, for lack of better words. And ultimately just trusting in Esau, Edom in general, when multiple scriptures go into to never trust an enemy. Psalm 55:21, Psalm 58:3, going to how this devil is a natural born liar and how he's not to be trusted. Verse 2, that walked to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and trust in the shadow of Egypt. Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust and shadow of Egypt your confusion. It's going to be your shame and your confusion for trusting in these devils as if they're going to protect you, as if they're going to save you, as if they mean well for you. But guess what? A lot of our people are going to be faced with reality very soon that this is the devil the Bible speaks of. He's not just giving this title for nothing, man. The literal, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Alright, these are the last two, and we'll close out. 2 Ezra 15 through 16 through 19. So for there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You have a lot of riots, a lot of protests taking place, a lot of people disregarding the warnings of police, of mayors, of presidents, and doing whatever they want. It's literally going to be the purge movies that you see. A lawless society, man. Devil's crashing his economic system. As you already see, inflation continuing to rise, the product being cut in half and the price being kept the same, so you're paying more for less. Shrinkflation. I mean, come on. For because of the pride of a man tried to go into a city and shall not be able, people are not going to be able to pay the insane amount of gas prices every single time. People are not going to be using their cars anymore. The lockdowns are going to be put back in place. The restrictions and mandates. What's the word I'm looking for? The checkpoints that they're going to hold at the different cities, to where you're not able to enter unless you have proof of verification that you have taken the juice, the MOTB next. So, I mean, it's going to get bad, man. And I'm just flowing with the spirit. There's tons of things happening, man. So many things that's happening as we speak, man. And a lot of people can't see these things, man. They're so blind. They're still wanting to party and do stupid things as if things are all right, as if things is just fine and jolly, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulations, there are people breaking into their homes for food, which I like to make the points of. For example, Black Friday. What do people do? They're waiting outside the door. Once the workers come in, unlock the door, what do people do? They storm in, all rushing towards the same products, fighting over it, pushing each other. I believe when people died, fighting over these things, man. People have been put in the hospital over things. So imagine when food is scarce, what these people are going to do, especially when they're starving and when they're hungry. People are willing to do anything. You're literally going to have people committing cannibalism, showing you how bad it's going to be, man. Last scripture I got, and we'll close out. Book of Micah 2 and 10. Say, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This is not our rest. You still have people still trying to desire and to live here, man. As if things are going to go back to normal. They have this false sense of hope, this so-called American dream that this place will never be taken out. This place is it's all just hugs and rainbows and kisses, man. When this is nothing but a nightmare. And guess what? A lot of people are going to have a rude awakening coming into these end times, man. So, pretty much the main point of the lesson. I didn't want to make this super long. Kind of might have, dragged it out. I say, I'm not going to, make this super long lesson and then go on for 20 minutes. But, Lord, it was edifying either way. Lord, I hit the few points I wanted to make, and, you got edification out of it. So as you see, we're heading to some very scary and evil times. Things are progressively going to get worse, and you're seeing all the complications, the bad things that are coming from this. A lot of people are not going to agree with America, with Biden making his choice of these sanctions, banning, imports from Russia, causing a lot of problems with the neighboring nations that are ultimately in NATO. So things are heating up. Gas prices continue to skyrocket to maybe even $10 very, very soon. We're going to see how these things play out. But Lord, you're edified either way. I want to give all praises, all in glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, by Skyrocket, that born to the apostles, and also great Muslim teachings is truth. Peace and blessings to all like Israel, and shalom. See you next one.